Thank you. Councillor Chenard.
It's more of a comment, not a question to anyone. What we're hearing, the game of whack-a-mole or not, our job is complaint-driven. So if the downtown business keeps complaining they're setting up a tent or an encampment, or I like this idea, we just heard from these two gentlemen over here, it gives them one more tool. So very short term, it's not a long-term solution, but we can act on these businesses complaining they're setting up. Because we had one situation, 2 or 3 weeks went by and we're like, why can't we do anything? This way, we'll have the power to act on the complaint.
Thank you, Councillor Chenard. Councillor Bevan.
Through the chair, to presenters, I do like the program. And I did look into the one that was in Grand Prairie and stuff like that. And I know when the program is put in that something like this, some of them have already left because other places do not have anything like this. And I know that we have also got some of those people from up at Grand Prairie, Slave Lake are now here in Edson because there's another place that's going to be opened up is going to be able to, house them too and that. What I also like to know is, I do support it, but I also like to know is when we have to clean them up, who do we use? Do we use a contractor or do we use in the town of Edson? And is it going to be, what's it going to cost us if we use town of Edson? I think we have our town of Edson trucks out there doing that. They get a lot of pushback for going in right now and cleaning up the encampments. They get swore at and everything else like that. I think if we use that, are they going to even get more? Are we going to be on the bad people for doing it? So do we use a contractor and how do they get paid for it?
That's a great question through the chair to Councillor Bevan. So currently on public property, we have been using a contractor who has been trained and specializes in this type of cleanups. Unfortunately, that contractor is not a local contractor. We weren't able to find local contractors to do that at this point. On private property, Staff Sergeant Dallal and myself have been discussing on how we're going to deal with that. So one of the issues we have is, if it's just a tent, one of the things that we need the businesses to understand is, when we come there, we're going to give them time to take their tents off. We're not going to just say, hey, get off the property, take their tents away and move them along. We're going to give them time to take their stuff off of there. We have to show some empathy to these, to the unhoused. So, we may give them an hour, 2 hours a day. The businesses have to understand that we do have a process that we need to work at through this. Our officers have picked up needles. We have the tools to do that. Whether it's on public property or private property, we have done that in the past. So we do have the tools to do it. Small encampments we can probably look after ourselves. It's the larger ones that we would probably have to bring a contractor in for those.
Did you have a follow-up, Councillor Bevan?
I'll let Doug go first.
Through the chair to Councillor Bevan, also keep in mind what was stated earlier about when they're on private property, it is the responsibility of the land owners to, to look after the cleanup. As was stated, smaller ones when you're talking tents that are portable and easily cleaned up, that's one thing. But if it's something that's been entrenched, that may require some third-party assistance. And we would be able to refer them to some of the resources that we've used. The other part to this is the intent is, as Staff Sergeant Delisle has said, it's another tool. So hopefully we can employ this tool to work so that the encampments don't get as entrenched.
Councillor Bevan.
Through the chair, I guess the administration, or maybe Eric here. I look at these encampments they're putting up here, and they have some very nice tents. They have mattresses. They have all this stuff here. But what I notice is when the take it or leave it is open, they're going over there and they're taking everything out of the take it, leave it, and nobody stops them at all. Because I've been there and I've watched the person that is looking after it. They come in, they want that, they just take it and walk out, and nobody stops them at all. And now they're dropping mattresses off there and they're picking the mattresses up and taking them out there. As you've seen in these encampments, they have mattresses. Well, our policy is mattresses go to the landfill and goes in that sea can there, and they close it at night or whatever during the day. But right now, a lot of them are still going to the take or leave it when they're open, and they're packing a lot of stuff out of there. If that would somehow be able to stop, I don't know how you patrol it or whatever. It's very hard, but maybe, we wouldn't get 3 acres of stuff all over the place here and that. I don't know what you'd do there.
It's a very good point. So my hope with this is that it will kind of sour the milk a little bit, right? That, okay, every time I get that new mattress, it gets taken away from me, then eventually I'm tired of doing that. That's what I'm hoping. Like we mentioned, it won't solve the problem, but it's basically, like Mayor Zahara mentioned earlier, like there's a point where like we sympathize with you, but you cannot just do something illegal because you're homeless, so we will push back. And I hear what you're saying. I've been asking myself where and why are they always getting a new tent or a new, and but we have no control over that piece, unfortunately.
I'm just going to add to that, with this agent program, we can be a bit more proactive and catch those encampments before they get too large, before all of that stuff starts to show up. We can assist with trying to get those stopped a lot quicker, which will give us that opportunity.
I had Councillor Chenard. Did you want to cut in before Councillor Chenard?
Go ahead.
Councillor Chenard?
Just to follow up information to Councillor Bevan's comment, I was down at Take It or Leave It collecting Christmas lights and stuff, and we got in a conversation about an encampment, and they informed me that yes, they're doing everything in their power. They know who these people are, and they can't grab and take away from them, but they're discouraging from people from packing the stuff away. So they're looking for help, but they are discouraging it a lot. So they are doing the best they can to stop these mattresses and stuff being hauled to encampments.
Thanks, Councillor Chenard. CO Beveridge?
Thank you. Committee, I just wanted to, we've heard as far as the urgency for this. This is something that I'm very pleased the administration, the staff were able to bring this forward, and the timeliness that this started from Alberta municipalities. If you remember, we had a conversation about this and learning about how the communities were managing this. So I'm pleased that we're able to bring this. I'm recommending that we bring this forward for November 19th for approval from council, for your consideration to approve this program in order to get this rolling in our community, if council has no objections to that.
Mayor Zahara?
Absolutely no objections to that, and gives it a perfect opportunity to talk about it on the 20th. And if the businesses wish to participate, great. If not, then no harm, no foul.
Councillor Taylor?
Through the chair to administration, and of course, if council approves it next Tuesday, I would also recommend, if administration has that power, to do the sign up at the 20th. You're going to have businesses that are going to be there on hand. They're going to leave that, instead of going through the process the next day, just do it on hand right there if you have those resources to do that, just to start right off the bat. So there you go.
Thank you. No, I think they got consensus here. I didn't hear a lot of people against the program. I think I'm going to take my opportunity to speak as the chair now. I support the idea. Every tool that helps, and an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. So if you can see them and do it. I have 2 questions. One, have you contacted the Chamber of Commerce on this? And if not, we need to for the rollout, because they can send it out to their members. So they can identify that the members can sign up for this. And 2 is, there's a sticker, what door do they put it on? If they're building camps in their back door, they put it in their back door, or they put it on the front door? Where do they put it? Do they get 2 stickers? Just kind of more curiosity on that.
Thanks. That's a great question. We would prefer this on the front of the building. If we see it on the front of the building as we're patrolling, we know that they're a part of the program. If we see them building in the back, then we can deal with the encampments in the back and the trespassers in the back. So.
Great, thank you. We've talked about this quite a bit. I think there's a pretty good consensus here to bring that forward, and I don't think anybody spoke against it. So thank you, gentlemen, for your presentation. It's nice when we come with some kind of solutions as opposed to what do we do next. So it's nice to see that kind of initiative, and that's great. We don't do motions for adjournment. We don't have any enclosed in camera sessions, so I will adjourn the meeting at exactly 9 o'clock.